He was Lord Grantham's Batman when he was fighting.
Batman. He was his Batman. Batman. Hey, was he down in the cave talking to Alfred?
Yeah, I was. Hello. Hello. Hi.
Bonjour.
Hola.
Hi.
I don't know any other ways to say hi. Just kidding. We're doing our TV episode. We're starting with season 1, episode 1 of none other than Downton Abbey.
Yes. I don't know anything about this show.
You've seen nothing. You know nothing.
My brain is empty on this show.
I very much enjoy this show. I have watched it for a very long time now. It's for me, it's right up my alley. I love period pieces, and this is it's such a good show. Acting's phenomenal, costumes amazing, score beautiful, settings it's breathtaking. I love it. The way we're gonna kind of do things is we're gonna watch the pilot episode together. If you, the viewers, enjoyed this sort of style, please let us know. If you enjoy Downton Abbey, let us know if this is something you would like us to continue on and do a couple more episode reviews.
So the idea being with TV shows, we are going to watch the first episode together, and then we will separate and watch on our own if we enjoy it enough, and then maybe do a follow-up episode.
Okay, so for those of you who know nothing of Downton Abbey,
Me.
You've been living under a rock. Just kidding. I love you all. So the TV show is, it is 6 seasons.
Okay.
9 episodes a season at about 50 minutes an episode. There are 2 movies. One has been released and is just at the time of filming being recently added to Netflix. And they are currently releasing a second film, coming out, I believe, 2022. It's got a lot of big name English actors and Scottish, like UK actors and actresses. And you'll recognize quite a few. As
Maybe
we
one or two.
I think you'll recognize more than that. And if you don't, I think we got some problems. Just to give you guys the synopsis of the show itself. According to IMDb, it's a chronicle of the lives of the British aristocratic Crawley family and their servants in the early 20th century. This is the synopsis for this specific episode. The plot summary. The family and staff of Downton are shocked when they find that their heir to the title and fiancé of the daughter's Earl, Mary, perished on the Titanic.
Oh.
And the Earl's heirs crippled army comrade as a valet. So there's a lot to unpack into that.
Yeah.
And you know that it's like, you know kind of what you're getting in store for when your series starts off with boom, Titanic, boom, this is the conflict. And you're like, well, damn.
We're going there.
Where do I go from here?
Yep.
Do you have any questions, concerns before we start? Are you just like ready to go?
I really have zero idea of any story with this, so I'm just prepared for my eyeballs to watch it because I don't know a single thing to even ask about.
None of them will be up for hours. What difference?
Not gonna lie, those 2 characters, most definitely just for the pilot episode.
You know what? They got their paycheck.
They got their
get
paycheck.
to say that they were in Downton Abbey.
Yes.
Good for them.
Right?
What are your feelings on all the costumes in the show?
I think they did a really good job with the costumes. Again, I'm not like a costume historian expert, but for the most part, the costumes are pretty on point.
Yeah.
They do have the proper undergarments, the proper corsetring, overdress aprons, and the class differentiation is done very well as well.
Mm-hmm. Are they day drinking? What's in that glass?
No, it's champagne, and they're just cleaning,
yes.
they're just continuing to clean up from the night before.
Oh, okay. Why didn't they clean up last night?
I don't know what happened the night before.
What kind of ruckus was occurring?
How dare they not have this cleaned up already?
Maybe everyone was drinking.
Why are the papers ironed?
What's it to you? To dry the ink, silly.
You gotta have a character that will introduce the audience to all the themes. What's this? What's going on? Well, let me tell you, audience.
I'm afraid we'll know some people on it. I don't suppose there are any lists of survivors yet.
I think Jack and Rose were on that boat.
I think they were. Just might have been.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's any relation.
If there was enough room on that door for Jack or not.
Plot twist. Jack was the fiance.
Yeah. You just read about Jack.
Had to have been.
He's not coming back.
He's trying to swim back.
Sorry, Leo.
Good morning, Mr. Bates.
Does he go on to make the Bates Motel?
You know what? It's not in the series, but
No?
he just might.
He might be.
He just might.
He might marry Mrs. Bates. Well, she'll become Mrs. Bates.
She'll become Mrs. Bates.
Have you seen Psycho?
I have not actually.
Okay.
I have not.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thomas, take Mr. Bates to his room, show him where he'll be working.
There's something about Thomas's face. Something about him. I don't know.
You might be onto something.
Snicky snake.
Snick a snack.
Welcome to my crib.
MTV Cribs. Show us your fridge.
Oh yeah, we got a nice little single bed here. A candle, very high end. Oh, a
Candlestick.
few
Ooh,
candles.
3 candlesticks.
Nice clean linen.
Ooh, 4 candlesticks.
Oh, does he have a roommate?
Not right now.
Just an extra bed.
Just an extra bed.
Put your feet up. Could go horizontally between the two beds.
My dear, I didn't come here to fight.
Maggie Smith is such a babe. Oh, I love her.
I mean, this outfit.
The hat.
So much style.
She can't have the title, but she can have your money.
This wasn't that long ago. This is a lot for my little brain to handle here.
They're unpacking a lot of information in a very short period of time. They do expand on it in further episodes, like why is it Cora's money and not Robert's money? About the titles and the estate and who gets what titles and how like the passing of all this works. They do get into it in a bit more detail as the episodes, but like there's just so much to throw at you in this first episode.
Yeah, just setting everything up.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
This whole time I'm going to be like, this wasn't that long ago. Oh boy, if we were born in a different time, how different everything would have been.
It does seem odd that my third cousin should be a doctor.
A doctor or the doctor?
Oh,
the police box.
why is there a police box outside my door?
It has been our sole topic of conversation since the day the ship went down.
How long ago did the ship go down?
So the timelines in these are a little tricky. Instead of it being like, you know, like
The
your
next
typical,
day.
like the next day kind of thing, you know, like a couple days, couple weeks go by. Like they do move things along fairly quickly, and it's not always made very clear what that specific day is.
Look out, there's cars in the middle of the road. They're doing a hard 20 miles an hour.
Woo!
You're probably right.
He's sitting at a piano. He's not even going to play anything.
Oh no, it's not a piano. It's just like a desk.
Okay.
It's one of those like old school desks.
It looks like a piano from this angle.
It's not a piano.
He just whips the top open. It is a piano.
If I was still his valet, I'd get it out of him.
Bates won't say a word.
Did he get demoted or did he not get promoted?
He didn't get promoted. That's kind of like a running theme with Thomas, is that he doesn't get the promotion that he wants, but he also doesn't really fight for it. He just complains about it.
I don't know him at all, but ha.
I mean, he's played as a complicated character, but he's really not that complicated. He's just kind of a dick.
I clocked him at the beginning.
Why was he taken on?
Oh, he was Lord Grantham's Batman when he was fighting.
Batman. He was his Batman.
Batman!
Hey, was he down in the cave talking to Alfred?
Yeah, I was. How'd you
Fighting
know,
crime.
girl?
I'm going down. Coming.
I would be so frustrated if I had to wear gloves like that.
Oh, like the full sleeved gloves?
Yeah, I would just want them off my hands. Like,
I just feel like they'd be like restricting. They would be like, I don't know, slippery?
yeah, tried to pick something up.
Trying to pick up like a glass of wine, just like, oh, there it goes.
Or like, would they keep like sliding down and you have to keep pulling them up all night?
I feel like it's the same as stockings. How do you make them stay up?
More trouble than it's worth is what I'm
Right?
getting at.
Get they look like elegant and classy and all
I
that
don't
jazz,
think
but
they
like
do, though.
practicality.
I always thought they looked a little bit like there's something on my hand. Like,
Ooh. I feel like it's a lot of work because you wear the gloves like a sleeve kind of thing, like an accessory, and then you have to put your rings on the exterior of the gloves. So you take all
Yeah.
your rings off, put them all back on, take them all back off, put them all
then
back on. It just
do
seems
they
like a lot
have
of
to
work.
be side for your gloved finger as opposed to your actual finger.
Right? And then this is like back when like you have your different outfits for all the for throughout the entire day, right? Like you have your like, this is what I'm gonna wear for like my afternoon, but then I have to get changed for dinner, so I have my dinner clothes, and then I have to get changed if I'm going riding or if I'm going to the shop or if I'm going to London. They have like different outfits for everything.
Gloves on, gloves off, gloves on, gloves off.
Does anyone else keep dreaming about the Titanic?
Yeah, we all think of Jack and Rose and how Rose was so selfish she couldn't let Jack on that frickin' door.
Frickin' door.
Frickin' door. That's all we talk about. That's all I dream about.
You ever dream about Titanic?
All the time.
In your wildest dreams. Dancing with Jack.
Give him a date for when Mary's out of mourning.
That's so depressing. Like scheduling how long you're mourning somebody.
I think it's just interesting though, like back then, like they had the whole like mourning practice. Like if you were very clearly mourning someone, depending on their closeness of relation to you, depended on like your choice of color, right? Like you would, if it was like an immediate member, you'd wear black for months or up to a year. If it was like a distant relation or whatever, then like a couple months. So it's really interesting how that's like, yeah, we wear black when we go to a funeral and that's it.
Yeah.
Nowadays, like we don't really have a mourning process anymore.
Yeah, honestly, you could even say that the way jobs are these days, they don't allow for that.
They give you like, was it 3 days of bereavement and then you're told to just suck it up and continue on.
Yeah.
And I think it just kind of goes to show like things, how drastically things have changed from like 1912 to now. And that nowadays things are very much work centered.
Yeah, well, I mean, during this time, a lot of the jobs were very dangerous, and that kind of helped form things like unions. And then with the advent of technology, that was supposed to lead to us working less because there was technology to help us with our jobs.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we've gone in the opposite direction where we work
1000% agree.
so much.
Yeah.
Hi, Daredevil.
There you go.
It's nice of him to have shown up.
They got a superhero in the store there.
Yep.
Do you realise this is the first time we've ever been alone?
Yeah, are they allowed to do that?
No.
Then what are they doing?
They're okay. So first off, they're not allowed to be alone. They need to be supervised at all times. That's how courting works. Second off, they're not supposed to be in the servants' quarters, and they're in the servants' quarters.
On a night like tonight, he should act as a third footman.
I don't know what any of the titles are.
It's butler,
Head butler of this
valet, first footman, second footman, third footman.
There's a lot of feet.
So you'll notice that like at the first season, as we slowly start getting, you have a lot of like downstairs staff.
Downton stairs.
But as you go through and the years go on, the staff numbers reduce quite a lot.
I'm assuming that has to do with the money.
It has to do with the money, and it just has to do with the progression of the time as well.
I'll take care of his lordship, shall I, Mr. Carson?
Not while you're looking after the Duke, you won't.
Foiled again. This guy.
Whoever marries her will be a lucky man. He will not, however, be me.
I think he's in love with Thomas.
I see.
I want to be a valet. I'm sick of being a footman.
Yeah, Thomas, I don't need a valet.
What actually is a valet?
I don't know the distinction between the different
Is it
roles.
just a title? Like,
I think it's a title and your responsibilities. I think a valet is the one that's like assisting with the dressing and the packing of the clothes, making sure they like all look spiffy, like that sort of jazz. And like the footman is the one that kind of like is like the waiting during the dinners and stuff like that.
Don't be a bad loser, Thomas. Go to bed.
I think bad loser is the definition of Thomas of what I've seen so far.
Yeah, really is.
So his grace turned out to be graceless.
Do you think in the writer's room they're like, we got the perfect line?
Just maybe.
And if his grace doesn't like it, he can lump it.
Ooh,
He can lump
take
it.
that.
He can lump it?
Lump it.
What even does that mean?
Start using this slang now. Lump it.
Take a lump. Ask your homie to come back. Be like, no, Bates, you got to introduce in this
Come
pilot
back,
episode.
Bates. Come back.
We spent a lot of time on your character for you to just leave. There he is.
Those baby blues.
He's just in the last second there. Alrighty.
There you go.
We got introduced to a gossipy house.
Very gossipy house.
This is Gossip Girl in the year of the Industrial Revolution. I think with these kind of shows, it's like important to start to learn about the characters and how they kind of work together into a plot. The actual stakes, I guess, right now are just like, we don't want to lose the estate, so we have to marry our daughter, but we can't marry our daughter because then she loses the money. So that's kind of the general.
So right now the money and the estate are tied together, but because Mary, like, they didn't have any male heirs, so her eldest daughter Mary would have to marry, again, it comes down to family, or she has to marry someone of the same status or higher, and hope that that husband allows her to keep the estate. So there's, again, that dynamic there, because again, the woman's not allowed to inherit at this point, and because Lord Grantham's father tied the money to the estate, they're one and the same. You can't separate them.
Okay, so even if she could live with her husband somewhere else and the parents could live in the estate,
the money would go to her husband. The estate is her husband. So if when Lord Grantham dies, the husband gets the estate and all the money, and he can do whatever he wants with it, and Mary can't see. Because that's what the legality around it is at the time. So then you'll notice that like the grandmother, so Aunt Violet, will scheme. She's very much a schemer, but she's constantly playing a chess match, though. She's always a couple steps ahead. There's very, very rare times where she's not. She's caught off guard, but she is one of the more highly intelligent members of the family, and she's always thinking a couple steps ahead. So she's very much looking out for Mary's best interests and how to also save the fortune and the estate. So she's definitely a key player.
I think that's the big thing, right? It's just like we're setting the pieces with this episode because it's the very first one, but you gotta have to kind of see how it all happens, I guess.
Yes, it's definitely one of those, like, I don't think that you can just watch one episode and it does it justice. I definitely think that it is worth watching at least the first season. It's only 9 episodes, so it gives you like a better understanding of like what's going to happen, and it kind of shows like the writing style of like how they resolve things, or in each episode, if things even do get resolved. Do you think that, having watched the first episode, do you think that it's something that you would consider watching more than just one episode?
I think for me, the story I could have interest in seeing, but it's not like high on my list of like, oh, this is like a Maddy type show. I think that's what I kind of got off of it. And that's kind of why I never watched it to begin with. Not usually my cup of tea.
Like your go-to genre. It's definitely, I'm into the period pieces, so I'll definitely recommend them till I'm blue in the face. But if it's something that you feel like, at least like trying like the first season and see how you think.
Yeah, I think I'm less like genre oriented. Like I like this one more than this one. I'm more like story oriented because like I love like Jane Austen stuff. So like I think it is more just like, is the story intriguing? As opposed to like, it's set in this, I'm gonna love it. Whereas I'm kind of like, well, I don't know what I'm gonna love. I just like certain things.
I think it's hard for Downton Abbey because there's 6 seasons. It's a very rich story that kind of covers almost 10 years.
Yeah, that's a lot
of time. It covers a very great time frame, and you go through big things like the Spanish flu. You go through World War I, the Great Depression. Like you're covering all these big events.
Yeah.
I don't think based off of just one episode you can say yay or nay. I feel like you would have to watch at least a couple more episodes to kind of get into it when you've kind of been introduced to all the key players. Like you just saw a glimpse of Cousin Matthew right at the end of it. You don't really get you get more introduced to him into the second episode, and then he plays a key role.
That's kind of true of most series. I usually say like give it 3 episodes to see if you like vibe with it or not, but then this would be a long episode, so
yes, definitely. Well, I mean, if you feel so inclined to watch like a couple more episodes of that, we can always like touch base later on.
Yep, that's always open. An idea to continue on with any series that we've watched and maybe like recap if we've been watching ahead, or
let us know in the comments below, I guess, if there's a specific series in mind that you guys would like us to check out, and we'll definitely look into it.
Thank you so much for watching with us.
It's been a blast and a half.
Had a really good time.
As always.
You could like this video.
Or subscribe, even better.
If you want to see something for us to watch in the future, like a movie or TV show, please let us know in the comments.
And we'll get on that right away for you.
Yeah.
Woohoo!